Welcome to Ephrom, Josine, and since we haven't done a political video in a while, we're going to talk about quite possibly some of the greatest news I've ever seen. Last night, the Cuban leader, Fidel Castro, died. I know what you're thinking, Ephrom, Josine, ha ha ha, how is death good news? Well, yeah, you're right, normally death isn't good news, unless beforehand it's Fidel Castro's. Because Fidel Castro's, hate to inform you guys, was a horrible person. He was a cruel dictator of the communist country Cuba. He took Cuba from an advanced capitalist society to a communist society stuck in the 1950s. And don't get me wrong, I'm not some capitalism is great type person. You guys know I'm semi-socialist. I have promoted socialist ideas on my channel in the past. However, there's a difference between we need free healthcare and free colleges and kill the infidels, which is pretty much, Fidel Castro's logic. And then I went on Twitter and I saw multiple people calling Fidel Castro a great man. And I was downright disgusted. And again, I could make a video on that if you guys want. I've done stuff like that before where I've talked about people's reactions and then went into more detail later. I did that with the election and how the Republicans got absolute power and how absolute power corrupts absolutely and all that stuff. However, Fidel Castro is one of the most evil people of all time. We know that, and calling him a great man is dishonest. And the thing is, for anyone who thinks that Fidel Castro was a great man, I have a question. Look up Cuba's. Look up footage of Cuba after Fidel Castro died. The communist country that he led for years. I think he was 90 when he died, yeah. Well, not exactly 90, it looks like he was. No, he was 90. They were celebrating, they were screaming, "Yeah, the witch is dead." They were up there, they got up, they were all dancing. They were like, "Yes, finally, he's dead. That's the best news around. No, I'm never gonna take it down. It's the best news around. No, I'm never gonna bring him back to life." And then there are American communists saying, no, Fidel Castro was a great man. If he was such a great man, why is the majority of Cuba praising his death? Now, do not get me wrong. There are people out there that are historically considered great people that are dead. But I don't remember the majority of the country praising him. A majority of the country wasn't praising Lee Harvey Oswald after John F. Kennedy's death. Or Abraham Lincoln's death, because they loved those people. They loved those people. And Abraham Lincoln was mixed before his death. The self-opinion on him changed very quick after his death. That didn't happen with Fidel Castro. Cuba wasn't like, oh, come on, looking back. No, they were immediately celebrating. They were so happy. It's confusing to me how anyone could call this man a great man. So, yeah, that's really it. I'm Ephrom Joe, and good night.